Well, folks, we have some very interesting predictions for the 2026 housing market to discuss. Now, according to projections from Redfin, 2026 will be the first time since the Great Recession that wages grow faster than home prices. That's right, after years of feeling like the housing market was sprinting ahead, while the rest of us jogging behind with untied shoelaces, we may finally get a little relief. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you're new here, I'm Alex, and my goal with these videos is always the same: to help educate you so you can stay on top of the latest market changes and really understand how they affect you, whether you're buying, selling, or investing, or keeping an eye on your biggest asset. Now, if that sounds valuable to you, go ahead and like this video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any updates. Now, let's talk about what Redfin is calling the Great Housing Reset. Now, a years-long process that begins in 2026, right around the corner. And no, this isn't a dramatic crash, a bubble popping, or anything that will make for a great disaster movie. This is more like the slow thaw after a long winter. Affordability is expected to gradually improve, fueled by something we haven't seen in a long time: incomes rising faster than home prices. Now, home prices are expected to rise only about 1% in 2026, while wages for American workers grow at a noticeable higher pace. Paired with mortgage rates that are expected to dip into the low 6% range, around 6.3% on average, and we finally start seeing monthly payments leveling out instead of skyrocketing. That said, it won't suddenly make buying easy for Gen Z or young families. Rising incomes help, but they won't rise fast enough to erase the last several years of rapid appreciation. Higher interest rates and inflation, and many young adults will still rely on roommates, moving back in with parents, delay major life plans, or get creative with co-buying options. One big reason we won't see prices fall even lower demand is that sellers simply aren't desperate. Most homeowners today have really solid credit, lots of equity, and very low mortgage rates. And here's a real world example for you. A buddy of mine bought his home back in 2018. Now, over the last 7 years, his home has appreciated more than $250,000. And get this, his mortgage rate, well, he refinanced during the pandemic and locked in a 2.95% rate. Yeah. Talk about good timing. And a lot of folks are in that same boat as well. They can afford to wait, and many simply will. This keeps inventory tight and hold prices steady. Still, slightly improved affordability should bring some buyers back or off the sidelines. Now, this means home sales are projected to rise about 3% in 2026. It's not exactly a boom, but a slow, steady crawl upward. Stronger spring buying session or season is likely as well, since rates are expected to be lower than what they were in spring of 2025. Even so, many potential buyers will remain priced out or simply held back by a slower labor market, especially true as AI disrupts certain white-collar jobs. Now, on the rental side, well, rents are expected to rise 2.3%, and this is nationwide by the end of 2026. This is driven by slow construction, meaning fewer new apartments are coming online. At the same time, demand is rising because so many people are renting instead of buying. Some markets, for example, like Florida or Southern California, may see slower rent growth due to shifting immigration patterns, but nationally, rents are trending upward again. Now, high housing costs will also reshape how Americans live. Expect more multi-generational households, more adult kids moving home, and more families converting garages or adding suites to make room for extended relatives. More friends will join forces to buy together, yes, complete with friendship prenups. And fertility rates, which are already declining, may fall further as young adults postpone or scale back their plans because housing just simply is just too much. Politicians are paying really close attention to this as well, with housing now top issue among voters, especially the younger ones. Expect more of a national or bipartisan efforts to address affordability, and this includes YIMBY-friendly measures that make it easier to build more housing. Zoning reforms, expanded manufacturing housing, and even eye-catching but not so effective ideas like the 50-year mortgages that has done its round in the news recently. Now, some policies may help around the edges, but the only true fix here is it's time. After housing costs surged way out of proportion during the pandemic, Redfin predicts it may take about 5 years for the market to feel really normal again. Meanwhile, 2026 could be a busy year for refinancing. About 20% of U.S. homeowners have interest rates above that 6% level. And with lower rates projected, refinancing volume may jump more than 30%. Many homeowners will also tap into their substantial home equity. Now remember, the typical mortgaged homeowner currently has around $181,000 in untapped equity. Now that equity, well, that can be used to fund remodels instead of selling. Renovate instead of moving is likely to be a major trend. And finally, AI is set to become a major player in real estate. Instead of searching by zip code, buyers will soon be able to tell AI exactly down to the detail of what they want. Budget, lifestyle, must-have features, and get a tailored suggestions all in real time. Pretty crazy, right? And AI will also help agents know when to reach out to clients and match buyers with properties much more effectively. And the National Association of Realtors is likely to shift more control to local MLS organizations, leading to faster innovation and better data as smaller MLSs consolidate. And if all of this feels like a lot to take in, friends, that's because it is. The housing market is entering a long, gradual reset. Again, this is not a crash, it's not a boom, but a slow road back towards balance. Now, if you're wondering what these predictions mean for you personally, if I can make a recommendation, have a conversation with your real estate agent so you can make informed decisions based on your specific goals and your timeline. And if you found today's breakdown helpful, be sure to check out my other videos where I cover everything from market updates to buying tips to home ownership strategies. And if you happen to be in California looking to buy or sell, or just have some questions on real estate or living here in California, I'm a real estate agent right here in Orange County, California. Feel free to reach out to me. Would love to help you. And that's it, friends. I'm going to be shutting off my cameras. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.